Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Thank you, Auburn, for joining me today.
Hey, thank you, brother.
My man behind the scenes, getting everything organized so that I can just jump in here after working a hard day of work,
Oh,
rolling up
come
in
on,
here.
Sperry.
Today
Come
was
on,
a
it's
hard day.
almost
Today
over.
was a hard day.
I
Today was
understand,
a
but
hard day.
it's almost over though, right?
It is. It is. So
It's
grab your
almost
favorite
coming.
beverage. Want everyone to grab your favorite beverage because
Mhm.
I swung by the brewery on the way home. I
Oh,
did
okay.
find one that I'm
What
actually
did you
this is
get?
pretty tolerable. New Ontario, the Bear Runner blonde ale. It's pretty good.
Okay.
I can tolerate this one. This is pretty good.
Wow. Okay.
So grab your beverages.
I'd like to know what everyone out there thinks about that.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's better than me grabbing my vape pen
Oh, true.
or
Yeah.
or grabbing my other pipe and trying to talk. And that, believe me, I've tried doing some shows after I do that too much, and
Uh,
Dab's brain doesn't work. It does. I can't. I enjoy that if we're just playing golf, but if I've got to try to think,
hmm.
not so good.
Yeah.
So thanks for everyone joining us live. If you've never watched the show before, we cover all kinds of streaming news, and on the streaming news that maybe you're not getting from your regular sources, we try to talk about a lot of the side stuff. So we talk about all kinds of stuff. I try to bring the items that would impact you as a cord cutter, a streamer, or if you're a little techie or a bit nerd. We talk about those kind of things. So thanks for everyone joining us. And as well, down on the bottom, if you are on VR, we are the only YouTube show that is simulcast streaming in VR big screen right now. So I'd like to big shout out to Roger and the beach probably over there in VR in big screen showing me. So these people that are in that room are like,
Yeah.
what the heck are we getting ready to watch? So, hey, we're going to talk tech talk and we enjoy it. So if you're a person that's trying to save some money, and again, sometimes I'll filter through a lot of places to get that information you're not going to get from your normal social media feed. So usually we go out and give shout out to all the people that come and watch us live. So I'll try to be as quick as possible because I don't want to eat up a bunch of time. So I want to say hey to Steve and Eddie Nook. Thank you for joining us. 619 Red Monkey 28 is with us. Stuart's hanging with us. Theodore, Diana, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Mr. E, thank you for joining us. Leon, thank you for joining us. Also, he's again
Hey.
always here. Paul, thank you for hanging with us. Milton, thank you for hanging with us. Honeybee, thank you, Honeybee. She has been a long time viewer.
Yeah.
She's been watching us for a long time. So shout out to her for hanging with us. Funsta B, thank you, bud. Nice to see you all from me watching us from over in Europe. Elthros is hanging with us. Patty D.
Daddy
Yeah,
D.
Patty. Patty hanging. Michael, thank you for joining us. Mark, thank you for hanging with us. Miss Octavia, thank you for hanging with us, my dear. Tadow! Tadow Services is hanging with us. Shinobi's with us. Skulls is with
Hey.
us. Seaman, the myth, the legend, the man. Hey, Seaman, if you want to join us,
Yeah.
hit up
Hit me up.
Auburn. And,
Hit
yeah,
me
hit him
up,
up.
bro.
Hey, shout out to and thoughts and prayers out to Seaman. His health has not has been as great the last few months, but the man he still stays trucking and doing
That's right.
the work and so we certainly appreciate him. Again, throwing a prayer out for him, and I'm glad that he's doing well. Technic Beach. Yep. All right, yeah, we may cut the show short because my wife wants me to give her some TV time. So right
Mhm.
now she has TV time, but she wants more TV time. So she knows if she gets me playing mini golf, she has the TV to herself. And any of you guys that are married, you know the fight sometimes with TVs.
Oh
Blue
yeah.
likes to watch her stuff, and I like to watch my stuff, and they are not always the same. Some items are, not everything. So when she's wanting to watch the Korean subtitles, I can only take one episode or two episodes. I can't do. I'm done. I've read enough. I don't need to read a
Uh,
novel. I read a chapter. I don't need the whole
oh
novel,
boy.
just a chapter. But she
And
can
it's
read the whole novel and start
and,
another one.
and the sad thing is, it was your TV originally.
It still is my TV.
Not anymore. Not anymore, brother.
Yeah, because she's
Okay.
like, the picture looks so good.
Okay.
Stephen
It's so
R, thank
good.
you for hanging with us. Heavy's hanging with us. Mr. Heavy
Hey.
Metal. Marco, thank you, thank you, thank you. So it's great to see a lot of our regular people. And again, not meaning to leave everybody out. We'll go ahead and get cranking on our topics today. And I'm gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk about the K app stuff. And we're going to talk about. Let me get rid of some screens I got over here, and we're going to go ahead and talk about some of those. And so let me toss. Not that one. Hold on a second. Let me share my
Mhm.
screen so I can. I'm going to throw. I got backdrop for us, Aubin. This is gonna
Okay.
be my background. This is. There we go.
Okay.
All right, so
Oh, okay.
so we're talking about this topic. Hey Jim,
Okay.
so this is the topic we're going to talk. We're going to talk about the things that have to do with this, and let me grab. Ba, ba, ba. So one of the things that we've had people since Oath has the developer of Oath has left the scene and is now no longer doing any development work in our favorite app, my favorite app. Uh, there's been a little bit of a vacancy now. I plugged in my APIs, and again, you can still do that. And if you plug your APIs into Oath, it's going to continue to work, and it'll work just fine. But Homelander has decided to fork it, and he's actually an active participant, and he's going to continue to develop it. I know that I read that he did some scraper work, added some scrapers and fixed some scrapers, and it might have deleted some, but he fixed some stuff that the scrapers weren't working. And so, in a nutshell, quickly for nerd time, so on a scraper, what happens is it's just a file. It tells it go to this website and then read the website to pull the data that we're wanting. Okay, so it's not pulling all the data from that website, it's just pulling some of the data. So sometimes the website will change something. And when they do that, we call that it breaks the scraper. So the scraper is normally looking at certain things in a certain order. So when a website changes, that's part of a scraper. That's a scraper. When the website changes, it breaks the scraper. So the scraper is no longer going to work. So that's one of the key things. If you have an add-on that's a scraper add-on, maintenance of scrapers is very important because if a website changes and you don't change with it, that scraper is useless. It's not working anymore. So Homelander, I did see that he posted that they did fix some scrapers, and so that it is being maintained. So that is always a plus when you see a developer that steps in and forks a project, but actually fixes some things so that it continues to work and work well. So if you're looking for an Oath option, this may be one of those places you're going to want to take a look at. It is working, and I actually installed it and it did work. It's pretty quick, as quick as Oath has been. So if you're
Hmm.
looking for an replacement, you may want to check it. And I believe that's in the crew repository.
Repository.
So yeah, so if you're wanting to find it, that's where it's at. Another thing that people have been asking about is Venom. Is there a fork for it? Kingpin. I read this on Reddit. I have not used it. I've not messed with it, but I saw that this is a fork of Venom, and they fixed. He said he did fix a few things, but he also wrote in the Reddit thread. And again, I would highly suggest if you're a nerd like me and you want to follow this hobby, you're going to want to follow that Reddit thread. I think it's add-ons for Cody or something like that. You're going to want to follow that thread because a lot of times you get information from there. He says he's very new. He forked it because that was Venom was one of his favorite add-ons, but he also said that he doesn't have a lot of knowledge on how to maintain it. He was looking for some help or a little bit of collaboration. So if you go and if you're a person that may be considering that wanting to help or you're wanting to get in, read that thread, post to it, hook up, try to get some things. But Kingpin is a Venom fork again. I don't know how many things have changed in it. I have not installed it, so I haven't messed with it that much. Um, one of the other things that I was going to mention, I don't think we mentioned a couple weeks ago because I forgot, was
Hmm.
Saren is now at 2.2.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people that love Saren. Now, Saren is probably one of the more thorough add-ons, and it has a lot of bells and whistles. N- And I consider that add-on for your more advanced users. It's not an add-on that I would probably stick a new person to, but the more advanced users, that's probably a really good add-on to use. Um, so it updated to 2.2. Now, I'll be honest with you, when it went to 2.0, I mess with it, but there was so many issues, issue after issue. And Alban, you probably seen it in my Telegram group.
Hmm.
How do I fix this?
How do I
Track's
fix
not
it?
working. That's not working. And it was constant, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
constant. But it's an active developer. This developer has been listening and following the problems. And from what I heard, and again, I would have to default to like Tan, who is a Saren user.
Mhm.
He said that most of the bugs have been ironed out from moving to 2.0. So the 2.2, if you're a person that was using Saren and then you stopped using it, you may want to go back and revisit it. It is one of the most extensive when it does a very extensive scraper job. It has a lot of bells and whistles. So if you were a person that used to use it, stop using it, that may be one you want to go back and to revisit because from what I can hear, it works very quick. It's working a lot quicker than. Yep, there it is. Thank you, Alban.
Mhm.
It's very quickly now, and I've seen tons of people saying that. So that's good to hear. And again, it's another active developer that has been doing work on that particular add-on. So let's see. I was going to mention that, and then I was going to mention. I'm not sure. Do we have any other comments on the serum
No.
before I go racing along?
Mhm.
Because I get through trying to hit all of our topics.
Yeah.
The other thing I saw that the K word 20 is in alpha. Do not
Mhm.
install it.
Right.
Okay, let me say it again. Do not install
Mhm.
the K app 20. Do not, because most people that are listening are going to not be able. It's in alpha, which means that's before beta, and
Mhm.
that's before a release candidate, and that's before it's actually
Mhm.
released. So we're talking the very raw version of what
Yeah.
this is going to be. So it's full of issues and bugs
Issues.
and all kinds of things. So most people are going to become frustrated. This doesn't work. That doesn't work. So don't mess with it. If you're a person that's experienced, you have a second device or you have it as a fork, and you are comfortable with wiping and reinstalling or being able to do some bug fixes through a log, then yeah, you can do it. But 98% of people are not going to um, use it and be comfortable because it's going to have issues. So, but it does have an alpha one is out. It does have some extra hardware decoding. And what's the Diet Pie? Diet Pie 8.5.
Um. That.
Yeah, yeah. I saw you had it
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah.
You
I
said
had it on there. Yeah.
I
Um.
didn't. Because I didn't mess with. I know
Yeah.
that it's got some the AV1 decoding,
Uh
which
huh.
means
Hold on. Let me give you
that's a
the.
codec, and the
Yeah.
AV1 is just a smaller file size. So again, most people are never going to have to worry with what that means. But as a nerd, if you're wanting to know, it basically gives the it's a smaller size but a higher quality. So you're going to get that really good quality, but in a smaller size on a server or stuff. So
I.
that is important moving forward.
I
Yeah.
put it on the side. The private for you. The web page for that
All right. So copy
should be on
link.
the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll toss it over here. All
Yeah.
right. I'll toss it in our screen here. Okay, so okay, so that is for like the Raspberry Pi. So
Hmm.
it has an image. So they do have an image that will be. That's what it meant, and
Yeah.
I shouldn't recognize the PY or
Hmm.
PI.
Yeah.
So if you have a Raspberry Pi and you want to test it, you actually do have an image
Image.
that you can install and run that just to test it out. Again, this is nowhere near ready.
Hmm.
We're talking high-level testers do not for you people that are like, well, I installed this build and that build.
Yeah.
No, no. If you're just installing builds, you don't need to mess with Cody 20. Don't.
Hmm.
It is it's too early. Wait till I'd even say the beta 2 before you even think about checking out,
Hmm.
or a release candidate.
Yeah.
But it's neat. It's going to have some bells and whistles. We talked about it a while back ago. One of the big things is the AV1. To me, that was one of the big pluses. It did have some subtitling things, but honestly, most people, again, if the subtitle works, that's all they care about, not what font or color or is it high or low, which that's some of the stuff that's going to be in Cody 20 that they're given the some of the stuff. So yeah. All right. So yeah, but take a look. It's coming. Just wanted to, as I know a lot of people are always racing out to try the brand newest. No, 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 don't. I try to
Yeah.
give you stick to what you're comfortable with, and definitely don't overwrite what you already got that's working. And remember when we first went to 19, I told people don't
Yeah.
install it
Hmm.
because there was issues,
Yeah.
and it wasn't ready for the majority of people to use it. So this is the same case. It's not ready for the majority of people. If
Yep.
you're a experienced person, sure, you can use it, but majority of the people out there, yeah, you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to be able to find enjoyment from it.
Hmm.
One of the other topics I wanted to bring up was about
Yeah.
tracked APIs. Just all right. So we talked about this maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah. About 3 weeks ago.
Okay. So again, Tract is a free website or a website that you can sign up for free and use to create lists. And you're able to use these lists. It also can keep track of what you're watching from one device to another. So if you're watching, you got a TV in the living room and you have a TV in the bedroom, and you set up Tract accounts on both, it can know that you watched 2 episodes of a certain program on the TV in there, and then later you go in the bedroom, you'll see that it can track that, and it can start you on the 3rd episode. I'm not going to go through. You can look up Tract if you're wanting how to set it up, because that's not what we're here to talk about. So it's a very good service. But one of the things they went to and they created uh,
API.
implementing new limits to how many lists that you can make as a free user. So you can sign up for free, but they limit you to, if you're a brand new user, to 5 lists as a free user. Now, lists means you go
Hmm.
through and you can add shows and say, I want to make Dab's list and I want to add
Hmm.
this show, this show, this show, this show. I put Tract on my TV in the living room, and then add Tract to whatever add-on, because you have to add it to an add-on. And I could go to my list and I would see all the shows or movies or whatever for that particular list. Tract said, hey, we're not going to give this out to everybody. So they limited how many lists you can do. So they just implemented that last week, the limits, or this week. I think it was this week. So they implemented the limits to the list. Now, if you do a VIP, you get unlimited lists and you
Hmm.
get more items that can be in your list. And we talked about it on the show a couple weeks
Uh,
ago. I mean, yeah.
could you just check that stored?
Hop, 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 hop.
Okay. Just take a
Start.
look. Just read it.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Hey, love you too, Tyler. All right, my son giving me shout out to some love. So love my son.
he's
Um,
he's giving you love. He's getting me worried like something's wrong.
no, it's probably just saying he's watching.
Okay, Tyler.
It's like
Okay, I
he's
got my
like
eye on you. Okay, I got
he's
my eye on you.
basically he's probably saying my dad's a nerd. All right, so all right, so back to
I'm sorry about
the
that.
thing we're talking about. Yeah, still good. So the VIP gives you unlimited lists. You can make as many lists as you want. A lot of add-ons use these customized lists.
Hmm.
So it's important, for if you're a developer and you have these items in your add-on, you'd have to get it. It's $30 a year. And if you're a power user and you're creating tons of lists, and I've seen people talk about 10,000 items. I mean, Alban, what are how many items you got in some of your lists? Because you're a
Oh
power
man,
user.
it's insane. I think I gotta have at least almost 200 lists, for different stuff that's on my server,
So
you know.
200 individual lists, and then
Yeah.
in your lists, in
Oh,
each of
forget
those
it.
lists, they might have
Yeah,
they've got
because
a
I
bunch
have
of
stuff
entries.
by, yeah, yeah. Everything has, whether it be by, the genre or by certain actors, because I like, saying, oh yeah, I want to see something by that person, and boom,
Yep.
I have a list just for it.
So, but so they've implemented the APIs. So if you're wanting to have a whole bunch of lists, you're gonna have to sign up for the VIP, which I mean I see it as fair. I mean, if you're just a casual user, again, majority of people won't need a VIP. Majority of people are going to have one list or two or three, because you can have up to 5, and they're going to have 10, 20, 30, 40 movies in or TV shows in that list. That's the majority of people.
Hmm.
Track said, okay, you can't have more than 500 items in a list. That sounds pretty
That's
reasonable, unless you're a
uh,
VIP.
right, right. Well, no, but wait, they're saying what now? You, someone like the normal user can only have
Yes, if
one of the
yeah, yeah,
five lists can only have up to 500.
not no each list.
Each list can only
Each list.
can
I
only
wanna say
have
that.
up to 500
Hold on a second, hold on a second.
movies in it.
Hold on a second, hold on a second. And maybe it wasn't in here. I don't think it was in here. Maybe I saved it, and I don't remember where I saved it.
I know what you mean. I go to that all the time.
Because it was oh, I'm not signed in as me. I was like, I should be able to pull
Oh,
this up, but no, I didn't.
mhm.
I didn't.
Okay.
6 days ago. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find the. Uh, all right, so let's do this. Hold on.
Let's type
Hold
in
on a
minutes.
second. Yeah, let me do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we get. We'll find. It's going to have some information.
Uh-huh.
Here we go. Here we go. Here's the GitHub issue.
Okay.
That's not it. This one. Yeah, I can see I had pulled it up.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, all right. So here we go. So VIP can have as many lists as you want, up to 10,000 items per list.
Okay.
10,000
For VIP.
VIP. Okay,
Okay.
right. 10,000 for a watch list and 10,000 for a personal list.
Okay.
So if you're a brand new user, you just signed up for Tracked, and you're like, what the hell? 5 personal lists and 1,000 items in your watch list. How many people are going to go, just normal people that just, hey, I come along Tracked, I want to check it out, going to have more than 1,000 items in your watch list?
True.
Not
They're
many.
not.
I
They're
mean,
not.
again, when people bitch about it, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you get over 1,000, but you still want it for free, or $500 items in a personal list. So if you were an existing member, if you've had a Tracked account before this went into effect, you could have 10 lists with 2,000 items in a watch list and 1,000 items in a personal list.
Mm-hmm.
Again, 1,000 items. And they're giving that to you for free. You can have that for free if you're an existing member. So when people have a fit and they, that's unfair. All right. No, I mean,
No, pay for
that's
the
a lot
program.
of stuff.
It's a lot. It's a lot that it does for you.
Yeah,
People have to realize that.
And one of the things that they said in this thread, because I posted a question early in the thread, that what if I'm a non-VIP and I have over 10 lists? They said, we will not delete any lists, but you cannot create any new lists until I was under the threshold. So let's say
could you update? Could you update your list?
Yes,
Okay.
you could
All right.
update your list.
Okay.
But you just couldn't create no new list.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have 20 lists and edit those 20 lists.
Right.
Not a problem.
So you just can't
but I can't create
a
no new one.
Okay.
Or if I delete it, if I had 20, I
Hmm.
delete one. I couldn't go and create another one to be
Create
back
another
up to
one.
21. I have
Right.
to be back if I'm a non
Hmm.
VIP. So
Yeah.
um, again, this went into effect on the 14th. I don't think many people are going to be affected. I saw a lot of crying and whining and bitching and moaning on Reddit
Hmm.
threads and on this GitHub thing, and I'm thinking, give me a break.
No, but
If,
when you look at, I'm not defending them because I pay for
yeah,
mine, and
yeah, yeah, I do too.
because I really love the program. I'm so happy with Track. It does so much for me, because besides digital stuff, but for my the hard data that I have, whether it be on a DVD or anything, tracks it for me by
Hmm.
because you could go in there and you could put all the metadata in there for everything that you have, and
Yep.
I spend a lot of time doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah,
And
I love the program.
it does a really good job. Again, we've been using it. Add-ons. People don't realize so many add-ons. When you go to
Hmm.
popular,
Yeah.
trending, that add-on is linked to Tracked.
Yep.
And a lot of people are like, well, I never used it. Your add-on you're
Mm-mm.
using was linked to this.
Using it.
So
Yep.
you didn't know that you were using a track list. So let's do this. How many times have we went to and you see somebody does an add-on that says the Star Wars timeline? Have you
Right.
seen that add-ons,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Star Wars timeline. They link to this particular
Hmm.
URL up at the top, the canon timeline, and this is how so they don't the add-on doesn't put every single the
Yeah.
link. They just link it to this and boom, it pulls up and does all the work for them.
Hmm.
So same thing. You got Disney. So a lot of times people put Disney as a link
Yeah.
in your add-on.
Right.
All the Disney movies.
Old Disney.
Most add-on developers, most, not all, because I'm sure there's some guys that do create direct links and they do the work. A lot of them will just link to this.
Hmm.
And especially if it's a scraper add-on, and here's
Yeah.
every
Yeah. It's
Disney movie,
everything. Right.
and they don't have to do, so yeah, it's the engine behind the scenes that a lot of times people don't know about. So
And it's not like it's just behind the K app. It's
no,
behind.
oh yeah,
I use it. With my Plex drink up
yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah,
It's the best thing since sliced bread for me. Because now especially that because normally with Plex you don't it doesn't show your playlist for everyone. You know what I mean? And now that they allow you to at least push that out, because I know I go to people's houses and they say, "Oh yeah, I got a playlist for that," but they aren't seeing it. Now they can see them,
yep.
which is great. I love the program, both of them. Track and Plex. Drink up
Shout
again.
out to my son for my Father's Day, and to my daughter for my Father's Day present that just
Oh,
popped up on my phone.
oh, great.
Shouldn't have. It's too much. It's too much, but I am a great guy. So I love my kids. Love my grandbaby that's home there
Oh,
with my son. So thank you to them. I love you. I'll give you a call after the show's over, Tyler. Um, yeah. So yeah, implemented the new the new limits.
limits.
So support tracked. I mean, there is other options. There are free options. There's some things you can if you don't want to use tracked for your lists. And I know that's, but it's easy. Tracked is easy. So
Hmm.
for 30 bucks.
Yeah, it's for just for it holding that information for you. When you're
Yeah.
watching something in the K app, and you stop watching it, and then you continue it,
Yeah.
and track knows. Well, okay, well, yeah, this is where you were up to.
Yeah. And there
It's
is some
track doing all that
times,
in the background.
there is some times where tracked has some issues with certain add-ons.
Yeah,
It's not foolproof
right.
by any means, but it does a good job. And I do work like I'll use an example when people are like, well, it doesn't check off when I've watched an episode sometimes. Okay, that can mean a lot of things, which means, so
Yeah.
say you're
How,
watching
when
a
it's
show.
scrobbled.
and yeah, it couldn't have scrobbled, or maybe you crashed out. You like closed the
Mhm.
K app without
Yeah.
letting it close to where it's able to call back
Mhm.
to track to say, "Hey, he
Right.
watched that
Hey, get you
episode."
watch that. Right.
You just closed it.
Mhm.
So those are issues that can happen. But I love it. I love it.
Me
So
too. Me
so
too.
all right.
A lot
Uh,
of times I'll even use track to look and see how much time I got left in a movie because I don't, I have it on my phone, the app on my phone, and I can see everything, as I'm watching it, how far I'm into something.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
great.
It's good. And one of the other pluses, if you're a person that likes builds and you're like, I want to wipe my build and then get another build or update it, you can, if you use tracked before you wipe, and then basically let it
Hmm.
get the information of what you've watched, and then you go and install the new build, and then installed or authorized tracked in your new build, then all of what shows you've watched are kind of like kept in order, or it knows that you've watched these episodes, or these are some shows you've been watching. So all right, all right, I love the Scrabble. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and hey, Octavia's right. Happy Father's Day to all the
Yeah.
dads out
Yep.
there. We had Mother's Day just last month, and Happy Father's Day to all out there. And I appreciate it. And even if you're not the biological father, uh, sometimes stepping in and not being the biological father, but being that father
Hmm.
is a massive
Yeah. It means
responsibility,
a
and
lot.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of men that step up in there and they're the
Yeah.
father to
Hmm.
some to a new wife with kids,
Yeah.
and you don't have to have been the biological father to be a father and to make a positive impact on that
Hmm.
kid's life. Again, now that I'm working in the schools, you
Yeah.
see,
Yep.
especially when you start talking to kids, you see
Hmm.
the impact that a mother and a father,
Yeah.
and even if they're divorced, but the
Hmm.
impact that they have on a kid's life in
Yeah.
having that good relationship
Hmm.
and the lessons that they learn. So,
Right.
yeah, yeah. Shout out to all them, and
Yeah.
um, I'll be your
Mhm.
father figure, just like George Michael said.
uh,
I'm not sure that's what he was talking about, but
just
I
like
mean,
you
I like it.
wanted
I like it though. I like it.
in
So, all
your
right,
eyes.
I'll be your father figure. All right. So what are the other? We'll go ahead and talk about
Okay.
HBO. Do you have something
Uh,
else, bro?
no,
Did I
no,
miss
no,
something?
no. You go. You want to talk about HBO? Go for it.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to bring up the HBO, and
Okay.
again, we talk about a lot of streaming platforms on this show because most of us are cord cutters. We're looking to save money. We want options, and so there is a lot of mergers that's happening, and these are not. This is not always good. I
No.
really it worries me because when you have fewer and fewer people owning more and more Disney, owning
Hmm.
more and more, they have more power, and whatever they say goes.
Yep.
And so there's so many streaming platforms out here. Now we see HBO and Discovery are merging to create one streaming platform. Now this is not live. This is not happening yet, but I want to say it was later. It was it next year when I read this article.
Um,
No, I
I, I
read on
think
another
it was in
article. It actually
23.
said,
Yeah. Yeah. It's sometime
yes,
2023.
yep, 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 second quarter.
Hmm.
So we're talking possibly next year in the spring that the two streaming services will come together, and we may see that bundle. So you may see that HBO Discovery bundle. So just keep an eye out. That we may see that coming, but more because there's so many streaming services right now that it is, and Netflix is suffering because of it. There's so many streaming services that it's become very, they're all cannibalizing each other. And again, Netflix is suffering because before Netflix didn't have any competition. Now there's so many little fish around that are gobbling up subscribers,
Hmm.
and Netflix is losing that subscriber base. So HBO is looking and says, "Hey, Discovery, we team up. You
Yep.
know,
We
we
can
can
we
be a
can battle them.
Yeah, we
You
can be a
know.
solid thing to go against that what's it? Disney, what's it?
Uh,
Disney, ESPN, and Hulu. That
Uh,
can they because they have a bundle.
yeah.
So take a watch for that. It's not going to happen right now. Again, this is going to be probably next year when we see this roll out. But this was something that when I saw this, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, because these services are going to struggle living alone. But if they join something big, it's easier to survive. So
Hmm.
yeah, and oh, that Mayor Easttown for folks, you need to watch
Yeah.
that. Oh, that's a
Yeah, it
great
was
show.
good.
That was
Yep.
a great show. So yeah, so check that out. I was going to jump over to the Torn Freak thing. Did we have anything
Okay.
else?
Yeah, go for it. There's
All
so
right,
many
all right.
different things.
Yeah, we got, we got.
Remember we weren't here last week.
Yeah,
So
remind me. Look at. You see, he's trying to guilt me.
of course, you know.
Dabs, you didn't have a show last week, so yeah, we got
Yeah.
got a couple weeks to cram in here together. Um, and I'm going to jump around again. You can see I'm giving shouts out because I'm sharing the screen
Mhm.
here. Torrent Freak and some of the information that this I want to say one person, but this team, the information they get is sometimes amazing. The insight that they're given. So
Mhm.
we jump around some of the articles that I have seen on that. And one of the things, extreme codes. So if you were an IPTV user, what was it? Auburn, was it 2
Yeah.
years ago? Yeah,
Yeah.
September 2019. Do you guys remember? Anybody remember September 2019 when the Italian government and some others went after
Yeah.
extreme
The same.
codes?
Right.
And a lot of IPTV services either
Mhm.
shut down
Shut down.
completely
Hmm.
or had to make major adjustments quickly to continue the service at whatever they were running. So here it has been, what, 3 years now, I guess, and the court has sided on extreme codes.
Hmm.
Um, it basically said, hey, they're a lawful company. They haven't done anything wrong. You're going after this company when you should be going after these companies. So they've been found not guilty, and and the money that was seized, the
Hmm.
money and the equipment and all that stuff that they seized 3 years ago, it has to be given back to Extreme Codes to say, hey, you know what? No harm, no foul. You guys can
Yeah.
continue on. So I think that this is where this the what when prosecutions or companies, the MPAA, ACE, whoever goes after certain companies, and sometimes they can be overzealous and not do all the things, and they go after the wrong person.
Hmm.
Then the courts there for a while, it seemed like the courts were always siding with the right holders, the Motion Picture Association, and all those the lawyers seemed to like they were side. Now you're starting to see the court say, "Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. No, no, we're not going to give you, you
Right.
know,
Full
a
access
pass
to
on
this.
every single
Right.
thing you bring in front of us. You need to make sure you're going after the right person. You got to go after the correct people." So Extreme Codes, which is I think a great thing for most of us to hear, that they were given, the court sided on their side for that they weren't doing anything wrong. I mean, they run a
Hmm.
service. They didn't offer the IPTV, uh, but when the MPAA went after them, they were basically saying, "Oh, you're supporting, you're doing this." No, no,
Hmm.
can't help what people are doing. So that was great evidence. Another thing, and this is another a good thing that you see again, where the lawyers for the motion picture associations are not just given a pass and whatever you say we're going to agree. Now you have Cloudflare and other companies are going against some of the injunctions that are being imposed on them. And what I mean by that is, so there was a ruling that said, was told to, there was a ruling that if Cloudflare was hosting or they were had one of their clients that was had live TV or some kind of content that had right holders, didn't want that out there. that Cloudflare had to remove it. And Cloudflare says, okay, if you have something that we should remove, and this had to do with Israel, which
Mm-hmm.
Israel.tv, that's
Yeah.
this is the case, was the Israel.tv case. And basically the ruling says, okay, anything that has to do with Israel.tv on Cloudflare has to be removed. And the motion and what the lawyers for the MPA says, well, what if they change the name? We want you to block that too. And the judge says, okay, well, if it's within those things and they change the name, yes, you can block them because they're just trying to circumvent the ruling. But what's happened is that the Motion Picture Association and the lawyers are like, well, we want to, block this, 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 and this, and start trying to giving this long laundry list of things they want to block. And Cloudflare says, whoa, 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 whoa. We can't just block something just because you say.
Mm-hmm.
If it's directly attached to a ruling, as we see here for Israel.tv, yes, we'll block that particular thing because, yes, there's a ruling telling us block Israel.tv. But just because you tell us to block this
Mm-hmm.
website, that website, without any kind of judicial process, Cloudflare says, no, you can't just tell us to block a website and we got to take it on your word that that's a website that's infringing on your rights.
Right.
There now you see where, and I think it said Google and EFF, they're also saying, wait a minute, you can't just arbitrary, you just say, hey, block this site. We need to have some
Mm-hmm.
evidence, and because you could say that to anything. So we're starting to see the legal process not just give a green light to things over and over, because again, that is your rights to be able to have to go to certain sites. And if they block everything just because they said it, the Canadian ISP, one of the Canadian judges, said the same thing. And what this ruling had to do with was, so this had to do with a live TV. In England, my English friends would know about
Mm-hmm.
when
Yeah.
the football game is on,
Mm-hmm.
and your ISP will block certain websites, and the ISPs obey and they'll do it. So the Canadian, some of the Canadian courts said, wait a minute. Sure, if it's infringing and you have proof that it's infringing, yes, we can block it. But you got to have some type of proof. You can't give us a list of 50 websites and say,
Mm-hmm.
every one of
Yeah.
these, you need to block them. And
Mm-hmm.
legally, you got to block them because the part of the law said, yes, you were supposed to block these infringing sites. And this judge says, wait a minute, you got to have some kind of proof, or you got to have some type of a judgment, because if all we do is take the motion picture or the lawyers, because it can be the law firm can send a list and say block every one of these sites, and if you don't, you're in violation of the law and we can
Violation.
sue you. And the judge says, no, you can't do that. And so we're seeing where before it seemed that they were given a blank check. And one of the articles I read says, you're given these law firms a blank check to say, fill in the blank of any website you want to block. And we have to do it because we legally abide by it. Um, we're seeing some of the court cases and judges saying, no. Just because it's your word, you've got to have some proof on this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's good for people, for freedom of the internet, being able to do what you want on the internet. I think that you're on the internet, you should be able to do what to go to what websites you want to go to. And there for, what do you think, for 3 years, 4 years, or maybe more? It
Yeah.
seems like they've been getting
Mm-hmm.
more constraints,
Yeah.
and now you're finally seeing some judges say, wait a minute,
Yep.
you can't do
You know, I need to stream my stuff. That's what the judge is saying. You know.
that. I don't know if he's saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, they're like, oh well, you know, they go home and their wife says, oh well, you know, our streaming box ain't working.
Oh, no, No judge has those streaming boxes. Don't no.
Oh
No
yeah, so
judge has one of
they
those
don't
K
they
boxes.
yeah
No, they don't.
they do.
But yeah, so I think that we're seeing a little bit of a shift because there for a long time it seemed like everything was going more and more restrictions, and now you're starting to see judges like, wait a minute, and we're
Mhm.
going to see a middle ground on this because
Yeah.
there will be, and there has to be more controls on that stuff, and that
Hmm.
it's going to happen. You know, you're living in a fairyland if you don't think it's going to happen. It's going to happen,
Yeah. Hmm.
but it has to be fair, and you have to have checks and balances to that stuff. So we're going to see. We're starting to see some of that saying, wait a minute, you can't have all the power and all the decisions. There's got to be some oversight. There's got to be some oversight, and especially on these live links. When a live
Hmm.
link goes and I was reading the article, the law firm can send them a list of all these IPs,
Hmm.
block every one of these IPs. Well,
Yeah.
how does
I
that
think in this
ISP
one
know?
they, if you scroll down on that page there, I think
Yeah,
they
but
do say something down there about all the other ones that I thought it was trying to go after.
I don't know.
I maybe it wasn't that link, but I know one of them I saw had a whole list of whole list of stuff.
Of URLs they were going after.
Yeah.
Yeah. See this. All right. So because this one, it can happen now.
Hmm.
So say you were watching you can be going to a website and you've went to it for years. That website. The law firm could say to the ISP, your internet provider, no longer anybody on your ISP can go to that website.
Hmm.
Block it now. And they're legally they were supposed to block it.
Hmm.
But now some of the judges are like, wait a minute, you can't, So and again, that has to do with live events. It has to do with a lot. And the people in the UK, our folks in the UK, have been
Hmm.
dealing with this
Yeah.
for a while
For some
because
time. Yeah.
they've been seeing that. So then VPNs, and then
Yeah.
so I don't know. I found that to be quite interesting, and I was glad to see that. I was glad to
Yeah.
see that. You had this article here um, that a pirate site app or pirate streaming app beat Netflix and Disney
Hmm.
in Brazil's Play Store.
Yeah.
There were more downloads in that than the
I think that's
actual.
hilarious. I love it.
Yeah. So, and this is in Brazil. So yeah, and yeah, yeah. I mean, there was quite a few articles in the last couple weeks. I know in the UK
Hmm.
they were talking about the numbers, and there were some numbers that they were giving out about the people using some different apps. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's a that's a good one. It's a uh, uh, uh. Um, so that was
Okay.
I think that was about all of the.
Well, a couple things. Do you want to
All right, yep.
want to talk about the bomb that exploded in the telegram room the other night because of uh, the IPTV stuff?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So let me stop sharing there for a second. So one of the things so I did a video a few months, maybe longer. It's almost a year
Long ago, almost a year. Yeah, maybe.
about
Yeah, yeah. It's a little over a
it's
year,
been close,
maybe right
yeah,
now.
about a $25 IPTV service a year. $25 a year service. And I did a video on it, and people watched it, and signed up if they wanted to sign up. I had no affiliate links to it. It's just something that Beach had found and sent it to me, and did a video on it. And there is another link if you want to look in my Telegram group that one of the other Joe found a link, and I want to say it's for right about the same price, $25 for the year
Yeah,
for
26,
a IPTV
27.
service. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so for the whole year. So if you're looking for that link, again, I think it was on AliExpress. Again,
Hmm.
I am not affiliated with those people. Just something we found. Check it out. You can go to that website or go to that link, check it out, decide if that's something you want to use. One of the things I think that Beach said about that when he tested it was that the EPG didn't load real well, which I remember that with the $25 one. It was kind of hit and
Yeah,
miss with
EPG.
EPG.
Yeah, EPGs are hit and miss.
Yeah,
You know.
so it was a hit and miss with, but the channels worked. Again, not long. It's not like a months of testing,
Hmm.
but works. If so, if you're a person that wants to check that out, check out my Telegram group, Streaming Matters Room, and click on that link. If you want
Yeah,
to sign
it's
up,
in
sign up.
Alibaba. The
Yeah.
one from Beach
Was it?
is
Well, he
Alibaba, and
yeah,
the
Beach had
other
one
one
from
is yeah,
Alibaba,
yeah.
and then there was the AliExpress one.
Yes,
So,
AliExpress is another one.
yep. Thank you. Yeah, 21.20 a year. So yeah, if you want to check that out, fine, check it out. I'm not affiliated with them. I don't get any kickback from it if you sign up or don't sign up.
Hmm.
But I know that I've gotten numerous questions about, hey, where can I find that?
Yeah.
And to me, if you're a person that's wanting to watch live content and you're willing to risk that one that we had from last year still
Hmm.
works. I mean,
Still works
it's
for me right now
it's,
too.
it's still working,
Yeah.
and it was $25 for the whole year. So okay, I mean, so uh, again, it could work for a year, it could work for a day.
Hmm.
Don't cry if you lost it, if
Yeah.
it stops working, but it has been working. I know some people have been checking it out and been happy with the way that it works. So, and I know that Beach and I there was another one that I'd found that was $50 a year that I tested out and I messed with it for 24 hours. It had a free trial for 24 hours. I tried it. The EPG worked. The channels all worked. It had channels. You could tell them what channels you wanted, like what countries. And so you could actually pick the countries you wanted, which
Hmm.
because that was one of the things when I texted the guy, he's like, "What countries?" I told him U.S., Canada, and Italy because I had a person asking me about Italian stations, and
Hmm.
that's really hard to find in a lot of
Yeah.
services because Italian authorities are, are
Yeah.
relentless. If most articles about
Hmm.
the Italian
Yeah.
and the
Especially for
Italian
their
channels
sports.
worked.
Their sports are real like
Yeah,
really hard.
yeah, and so it worked. So and it was that service was $50 a year. Again, I only did a trial for 24 hours, just see what it worked, and it worked fine. So if you want any of those links, you've got to talk to us on Telegram. We'll post the links. Again, I'll
No,
say it again.
go back
Not
to
a
Telegram. No, go back to
uh oh.
Telegram and do a
Okay.
search for it. There's no need to bombard
Yeah.
us with
I don't want to put Auburn's name in there.
because me, I'm a lot different than everyone else. I'll tell you right out. Listen, don't complain to me that oh well the guide isn't coming up or yeah. Listen,
Yeah.
it's $20, okay, for the year. Okay, so if you want to complain about it, then go back to cable and pay for
Yeah.
it.
I,
It's as simple as that. It's simple as that. That it's there. We're giving you the link. We didn't create it.
no,
We're not selling it to you. It's
no,
there. It's
no.
just it's just like me telling you, okay, there's a sale at Walmart. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
you
Good
can you
example.
can buy this. You can buy this for $2 at Walmart right now. You have the next 12 hours to go there and buy it. Don't come to me and say because I had people come to me and say, "Well, I can't get it no more." Well, I said it was only going to be for 12 hours. You know, yeah, I gotta, I gotta send it. Tell Walmart to open up a sale again. Come on, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're here
You're
trying
right.
to just give you the information quick, and that's it.
Yeah.
Uh, to try to say, oh well, I didn't get it. What can you do for me? I can't do anything for you.
Yeah.
If you missed it, you missed out.
Yeah.
We did our best to help find whatever we could because we knew that those subscriptions were going to be running out. So just keep that in
Look,
mind.
tell him, Auburn. Yeah.
I don't want to see the Telegram room. I went into the Telegram room and it was 600 something messages overnight, and I'm like, what
Yeah.
the world happened? And I'm just I'm trying to.
All you gotta do, you just gotta talk about that one subject, and
Oh
people get
man. Oh
crazy.
gosh. Maybe we'll just create a room for that. How about we do that?
Uh,
Well, I'm going to do that. I'm going to create an IPTV
uh,
room, and then this way, all those other guys that are trying to sell and well, that they can just go there, and everyone will have a place there to go to,
Yeah.
and discuss it. Okay, because I
Yeah, you're
hate
right.
having to keep reading through the same questions because nobody knows to use the search feature.
Yeah,
You
there is a
search
search
every
in
now.
there. There's a
Use a
search.
search
There's a
every
search at
now
the
and
top.
then. There's a search,
Yeah.
because it's like someone asks a question, someone answers it, and then 4 minutes later, it's the same question again. Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even. I mean, sometimes it can be a few hours, but yes, if you do a search, it'll actually you'll see on the left hand side. It'll tell you all the comments that were
Right.
said
Right. It's there.
that using
Just
those
hit the
words. So
search.
yeah, it's
Just
using
hit the
those same
search.
words. So yeah,
Yeah.
and again, yeah, Alban, you're exactly right. I mean, we
We
don't
love you. It's not like we
we
don't
don't.
like you. We love you guys.
I mean, we're not
But
here
we,
selling any service. We're
yeah,
not here selling a single service.
nothing.
And we're
Not
doing is
making a,
we find
not
something
making
and
nothing.
shout out to Beach for
Uh huh.
finding some of these
Yep.
because he'll find them and willing to go through the 24 hours in the 50 WhatsApp app or messages that he's got to
Yep.
give the people.
Yep.
And and
And
he'd be
he's
like,
not
damn,
making
should we?
nothing. He's
No,
using
not
his
making
own
nothing.
money. He's using his own money and time to
Yeah.
test them out or pay for whatever ones he gets. You know what I mean? You know, I'm sorry, you testing something out. Me, I just buy them. I say, hey, it's $20. I'll just buy it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. But you know what? It's $20, and I got 11,000 channels, and that's it. I got it for a year.
All right, hey,
You know.
I'm going to go ahead. Let me see if I can share one of the things. Nookie, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and
Okay.
share um, my Streaming Matters room.
Okay.
And right up here at the top is a search. Right here. If you don't see the search on your phone, you actually can
Hmm.
click this and then it'll have search on your phone.
Hmm.
So it'll right there. And if you put something in there, you can search it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's great. And
Yeah.
I see Joe. Joe
Joe.
must be messaging. Look, there's 93 messages since 4 o'clock. So yeah, right now I saw Joe's typing. So he's probably like, I found it. I told him to do a video so I don't get messaged. So hey, shout out to him for thanks for Joe for finding that at the beach. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So it's fun times. So all right, we'll
Yeah.
move on to something else. We'll
Okay.
it's hey, since we're speaking about Telegram,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we got to talk
Definitely.
about Telegram and bitch about that because they're
Uh
going
huh.
to a $5 a month premium.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean your Telegram's going to stop working. What it means
Right.
is that they're going to offer some extra features, and it will cost you the $5 a month if you want those extra features. If you've been using Telegram, you're happy with what it is, don't pay for it. I mean, you're fine. But you may start seeing some ads at the bottom of the
Mhm.
application. They have
Yeah.
never had any ads, but we should start seeing those coming in the near future because they're going to want to either get ad money or get subscription money. So we're going to see that happening very soon. I didn't see a date on that, but that's going to happen really soon. I think I read this article here, Alban, that you
Mhm.
posted about share personal information on to German authorities. Now,
Right. Yeah.
wasn't this? Now, oops, sorry. Did you? All right, you can
Oh,
highlight
I'm
again.
sorry. I'm sorry. I
You can
didn't have
highlight
it
again.
on.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, was it now?
Wait. One
I
second.
forgive me
Let
because
me
I
check
think I
in.
read this article last week or week before. Now, wasn't this for a crime? It was like a major crime thing, wasn't it? Like
Yeah. Yeah. That they needed
terrorism,
information. Right.
or pedophile or
But
something.
they
It was
always
like a
say that.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
and that was the other thing I thought about, just like you
Yep.
did. I'm thinking they could say that because
They can say
when
anything. You know.
because whenever they say, "Oh, well, we're trying to stop terrorism,"
Uh huh.
who's going to say, "I don't want you to stop terrorism"? Nobody's
Right.
going to say that.
Right.
So maybe they look at you, Auburn, and say, "You know what? We get to get a wiretap on Auburn
Mhm.
because we're scared he's going to be doing. We've got information that he's going to be doing some terroristic acts. So we're
Yeah.
going to get all of his information because we think he's going to now doesn't mean he's doing any terrorist act, but they could
Right.
say that. And I always
Mhm.
thought that about sometimes when the police leak out that we got him on a pedophile. Oh, we
Yeah.
found some incriminating things on his
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
then
did you find?
then when they opened up my computer, they shouldn't have went to that site, okay, to say that I
Yeah,
went there. You know.
yeah. I mean, yeah. It to me, it's always I was always suspicious. I mean, that's just sometimes I always think, was that really what happened, or you guys are just using the twist on things? But
Mhm.
nevertheless, Telegram did share some personal information, and I'm almost positive it was for terrorism. I think it was.
Do you have that link for
Um.
that one? I'll give it to you if you need it.
Oh wait. Oh wait. Never mind.
You
Here.
have it? Okay,
Let me. Yeah.
you
I
got
got it.
it.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Copy. Let me grab that. Let me throw it over here in my
Mm-hmm.
Vivaldi, which I would
Vivaldi.
suggest all to use Vivaldi browser.
Yeah,
It's a very nice browser.
yeah.
Works very well. So let's go ahead and share that, bro. There we go. All right. So yeah, this was with personal information. Da 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 da. Because supposedly Telegram was, we don't keep no records. It's
Mm-hmm.
secure from point A to point B. All those kinds of. Telegram's been
Mm-hmm.
saying that for a long time.
Yeah.
And let's see, where was
One
it?
section.
All right. All right. So the company has shared data for suspected terrorism and child abusers. Yeah, that was where I had read that. So that's where they say they only gave out information. Um, Telegram stated that the German authorities would not get data of users suspected of other crimes. So
Mhm.
as long as you're not suspected,
Right.
again, could they just say that? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how legally. I don't know what the
Mm-hmm.
police can. Do they have to have evidence that you're doing that, or can they just say that
Mm-hmm.
and then they're given, blank check? So yeah, that was kind of interesting. So some people think Telegram is super, super, super secure. It is probably one of the more secure
More secure
applications.
ones. Yeah.
It does for privacy. It does have one of the better security and privacy measures. It is not foolproof. It is not 100%. You're not on the dark net with this, but it is one of the better ones for being more secure on privacy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there was an article about that they did give out some information and for certain crimes. So let me
Okay.
see what else did I have
Uh,
here.
I've been removing the other one so you can see what's left there.
Uh,
Uh,
ba, ba, da,
um,
da, da.
I don't know if you want to.
I was going to
Yeah.
just touch on
Okay.
this
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was looking for.
about the. Hold on, let me stop sharing that. So again, we've talked about this, and I told Bob before the show. What can we say?
Yeah.
Cable TV and satellite TV are losing millions of subscribers, customers every single quarter. Millions every single quarter. Meaning the people that are still subscribing to cable and satellite TV are going to carry the brunt of the loss of the other customers
Mm-hmm.
because you the cable company, let's just say just the cable company, has a certain amount of um uh what's the word I'm looking for,
Um.
debt or not debt,
Owed. Well,
what they've got a weight that they carry.
revenue.
Well, they have a certain amount of not debt. Why am I can't even think of the daggum word that I'm thinking of. They have a certain amount of
Bills
bills that
or
they got to pay. No, that
yeah.
ain't the word I'm looking for. Well, whatever. So
Okay.
the cable company has got to pay a certain amount to keep their bills, keep the lights on. They've got a
Yeah.
certain weight. So what happens is as we lose more and more subscribers,
As they lose more and more subscribers.
they lose, yes, as they lose more, that means that the amount of money that the cable companies has to get has to come from fewer people.
Mm-hmm.
So when the amount of money they got to get from fewer people, there's only one way they can do it. They have to raise your rates.
Mm.
That's happened over
That's
and
because
over.
they're not taking a pay cut.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The
You know,
executives aren't going to reduce.
instead of them saying, being like Netflix and saying, "Oh well, we lost these customers. We need to, do something to gain back more money." You know what I mean? So
Yep.
we're gonna implement the other cheaper tiers.
Yep. Yeah. And
Cable ain't
and
doing
that's
that.
one of the things
You know?
cable TV is fought. And
Yeah.
there's few reasons why, and we've talked about it in previous shows, because when they buy channels from Disney or from Warner Brothers or whoever they're buying channel, they have to buy those channels, or I should say rent. They kind of lease them.
Mhm.
They're
Yeah.
because it's a year to year or
Yeah.
bi-yearly
Hmm.
rate. Though those media companies don't want you to be able to pick and choose your channels, because when Disney, let's say Disney, for example, gets, when Disney says, and we've seen it where Disney says, "Oh, you want those local channels? Well, you got to pay us this amount of money." They'll tell that to satellite or cable companies. You got to pay us this amount of money if you want those channels, and you got to buy them all. You're buying our whole package. You can't pick and choose what you want. So
Hmm.
the cable satellite companies are kind of forced to kind of have to force their customers to buy the whole package, because they're forced to buy the whole package.
Hmm.
And they can't really allow, hey, I just want to pick my my top 20 channels. Could I
Right.
pay $1 a channel or $2
Hmm.
a channel? No, no, you can't. You got to buy tier with this one or the sports tier, or so again, that's happening more and more. We're
Yeah.
seeing that happen, and so there's fewer and fewer people in the pool. As On Demand said, there's less people in the pool, meaning those people that are still in the pool are going to pay a higher price. That's going to happen. We've talked about it, and I've showed you charts, and yeah,
Hmm.
and I'm not going to bother with that. But it's overheads. Yeah, there you go. Noir had the overhead. Yeah, because cable companies
Hmm.
have overhead, and you can't reduce the overhead but so much.
Yep.
So you guys that are watching my show are probably the people not paying those fees. So
Most
uh,
definitely.
yeah.
And if
So
you
yeah,
are, then we're gonna have to really have a conversation with you.
all gonna have to talk to you because
Those are
I've
the
already
ones
done
that
videos. I
I
I
know
talked to
you've
you.
done videos, but listen, those are the ones, those people that uh, that don't have these other services that we keep trying to tell you about to try
Hmm.
to save you money. Listen, hit me up and I'll steer you the right way. I'm not gonna do it for you, but I'm gonna steer you the right way. You
Yep.
know, because you see all of us here. We'll talk about all the newest, greatest shows and everything. We get to watch it all. That's
Yep.
the way it should be.
Yeah, it is tough sometimes when
Yeah.
what was the Nicolas Cage movie we just watched?
Uh, the
Ma-
unbearable weight of
Massive
massive
Talent.
talent. Yeah.
So I was talking to someone at work this week, and I said, "Oh, you need to see that movie. It's actually a pretty good movie. And if you
Hmm.
haven't watched the movie, Play or Pass, we talked about it this past Wednesday about that movie."
Hmm.
And I was like, talk about it. He goes, "Ah, is that on Netflix? No. Oh, Amazon Prime? No. Well, then how did you see it? Well, I saw it. It's a, yeah, I saw it. So eh,
uh,
all right, so we'll go on to some rumor.
yeah.
I didn't read. Did you read this? I didn't read this one. Roku could be
Yeah.
bought out by Netflix and could be the
Yeah.
next Google
It's a
TV.
rumor right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's what they're saying. That's what they're
and
saying.
Roku,
Roku is
Roku, Roku.
Roku is their because Netflix is like I've been saying, Netflix is looking for a way to get back at everyone, just the same way how Paramount
Yeah,
and Disney are going.
yeah,
That's why this could have started. Because you know Netflix has got some cash. You know what I mean? And
yeah, 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 yeah. They're not hurting.
he needs he's saying, no, I got to do something to strike. Like I say, he was the first he was the first pirate out there. Because
Yeah,
I thank him for being able to send me all of my DVDs every week.
yeah.
Um,
Well, and Roku, and if I'm not mistaken, I read this that Roku it has more devices out there than the Amazon Fire
yeah,
TV.
yeah, they do.
They have more
Believe it or not.
devices than, and everyone thinks, oh, Fire TVs are everywhere.
Mhm.
Roku has more devices in people's homes
Yep.
than Fire TV does. So Netflix would be wise to luck into
Hmm.
that, and then Netflix can get right there on the front menu.
Right.
They can
Right.
do all kinds of stuff
Hmm.
if they are given the
Or
opportunity
for
to that
special
menu.
deals, they'll do the whole same thing like everyone else
Oh
is
yeah,
doing. Offer them that deal, but because they got on that streaming device,
yeah. Well,
can you blame them?
no,
Why? That it's what they got to do.
yeah.
They're doing what they have to
Uh,
do.
let's see. There was another big thing, and we talked about this a couple months ago, if not longer, when Fire TV. We were talking about cloud-based gaming. You remember that
Yeah.
album? We talked
Hmm.
about cloud-based gaming,
Yep.
and we talked about this is where it's going, folks. When everyone's talking about putting a fucking fancy ass console in your house, when
Hmm.
everybody's fighting for the PS5 or
Yep.
the newest Xboxes, it's not long before
Yep.
you're not going to need that fancy
Won't need it.
box in your
Right.
house because the cloud-based gaming is where it's going to go. We talked about people
Hmm.
playing those AAA games on a
Yep.
Fire Stick.
On a fire stick. Yep.
You plug a Fire Stick into your TV and you're playing
Yep.
Skyrim or you're
Yep.
playing these top-end games, and you're like,
Hmm.
"There's no way that you can play 4K." Yeah, you
Yeah.
can,
Yes, you
because
can.
all the work is done on the cloud.
The cloud.
Now you have to, and you don't even have you have to
I
have good internet, but
When
not
I right, true, but
you don't have to have
we're getting
fiber.
there. Right, right. You don't have to have
In
fiber. You're gonna just need good internet. But I see this, and it's just like I say to myself, the first thing I think was like, oh, you remember the days of having a Nintendo and you having to pull it
Yeah,
out and blow on the freaking thing, to cool the thing off and jam it back in the machine again and just try to get your game back up. It's like yeah, you know, jam it back
damn
in
it.
there. To be able to have that, endless, you know, uh, uh, library
Yeah,
to be able to play your games. Sure, it's going to end up being costly in the long run, but hey, compared to what some of these guys are paying for these games right now, I don't pay for those games. They're expensive, you know. Uh, I would you rather have all your games on the cloud, or would you rather have a device in your house?
all right, Auburn Hoarder.
Mhm.
All right, we know
Yeah.
you. You
Uh-huh.
want
No,
you
no,
like that.
not when it comes to games. Not when it comes to games, because
Yeah, you're not a
uh,
gamer.
I'm not a gamer anymore, because games just got they're so involved. Once they came out with
Yes,
having being able to move to the left and right side to side. Listen, that's too many.
strifing.
That's strifing. That's too much for me. Okay, I like up, down, left, right, and a fire button. That's all I need to play a game. Okay, you know,
So that's
eh,
the old Atari, folks.
it's
You guys
right.
remember
Yeah,
that
that's
one
all
like
the
this? And
time.
it's like
Listen, in
fire,
any
fire.
arcade where you go, and there was no strap, crap.
Yeah,
Come on, I just want to play the game. I'm pointing the gun, I shoot them, and that's it, and move on. Not
you're right.
have to
You're
worry
right.
about little Tommy behind me shooting me in the back of the neck.
Hey, hey, this we ought to call this the old man's corner. He's like, back in my day,
back in
back
my
in my
day,
day.
back in my day, we had to pay a quarter just to play.
Yeah, to play, put a quarter in to see if
12
you like
minutes,
the game.
and then see if you get better.
Back in my day,
Yeah.
I had to stand in line,
I
put my
had
quarters
no
on the glass.
listen, no, but
Put the
no,
quarters
back
on
in
the
my
glass because I
day,
get next
I had
game.
no, back in my day, I had to drill out quarters for everyone in school. Drill out the quarters, and we use fishing line inside the machine
So Auburn was like an early pirate because he would
yeah.
go to the arcade with a fishing line. You all heard that fishing line that drilled through the quarter,
Yeah.
and he could just
Hey
kind of he'd
man.
play
Hey,
with
it
it.
was good. You play with it. Bing, 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 bing. Make up all your credits and have a nice day.
You need to be my friend way back in the day. So all right, so when people making fun of my Roku,
Uh-huh.
whatever,
Okay.
On Demand has a point about where did I see that? that it's built into a lot of TVs, and that probably
Yeah.
increases their numbers. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
he's completely right on that. So, um, so
Mhm.
oh yeah, we need Chuck in here back in my day because he loves complaining. We know that. All right, so yeah, cloud basing Xbox is moving that way, and again, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. You're not going to need the fancy device. You're going to basically paying for a cloud service. And yes, if you don't pay for that cloud service, the game will be not usable.
But I guess that's what I was getting at. Now, would you, you being a gamer, would you rather, the cloud base, or would you rather having a console?
I just hate buying that. I guess I mean I am getting to that point where I don't really I play all my retro gaming.
Hmm.
So that I
Which I
play
love.
that.
That I like.
Yeah, I enjoy that, but I don't have the like you. I don't have the attention span to spend 80
Hmm.
hours playing to
Right.
beat a game. I don't have
Right.
80 hours to play a
Right.
freaking video game.
No.
I mean, I
No.
play putt putt.
Because we're
I play
not
mini
12
golf.
anymore. We're not 12 anymore.
Yeah, I play that for if there's 4 of us or 5 of us playing mini golf, I play it for a half hour.
Yeah.
And guess what? At the end of the half hour, we're
Uh-huh.
laughing, cutting up,
Yeah.
joking, who won,
Yeah.
who lost, and we're
Yep.
moving on to the next one.
It's a piss take.
Not that I'm gonna spend,
Hmm.
weeks trying to beat some game. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't. It doesn't bother me because I don't play those games, but and maybe because kids now everything is streaming, they don't have
Right.
physical copies of games. You don't have DVDs on your
Right.
underneath your TV no more. So to them, I can see a lot of younger people are like, it's just the next evolution. So
But
that's going to be coming.
if you had young kids, I guess I knew if I had young kids, I'd be like, okay, I'm all for that because I know it's the easiest way to cut them off from it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Hey,
And they have a larger library, bro.
they have a
Because
larger library.
most of those cloud services, you don't pay for just a game.
Hmm.
You pay for a library. Now you can buy a game, like say if it's a brand new game, you can buy that
Right.
game and play it on the cloud.
Hmm.
But you have a library of
Of
games
stuff
that they
that
can
you can play.
play, at
Uh
any
huh.
point. So when you're paying for that monthly service,
Hmm.
now if the kids play it or not, who knows? But it's
Right.
not just one game. So all right, so let's move on to we're going to
Okay.
talk about Coca-Cola. Now this is from my boy Deezy, from my boy Deez. Deez 13. Jack and Coke coming in
Jack
a
and Coke.
can.
Hey,
Now, too bad he's in Canada because he can't get it.
I'll have to send him some.
So Coca-Cola again. So what's everybody thinking about Jack and Coke? So
Jack and Coke in a
if
can
if you're
with
too
Coke Zero.
lazy,
Yeah.
to make your own Jack and Coke,
But
now you
listen,
can
no,
get it
but
in a
I
can.
look at it a different way because now you
Maybe
can
if
just
you go to the
walk around
beach.
with a can, and well, it does have the thing on the can, but hey, they could still think you're just drinking a regular Coke. You know what I mean?
Except for the can's black, because when you
Yeah, the
look
can
at
is
it,
black and
the
it says
can is
Jack
black.
Daniels on it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
did you open that up? You want to show a picture of it?
Hold on. I'll pull out Jack and Coke. There we go. All right, let me share the screen on this. Yeah. And
'Cause, hey,
Diesel, I mean,
when
because
I was
Diesel is Jack
drinking,
and Coke, man.
listen, when I was drinking, if I would be able to get rum and cokes like that, because instead of me making them myself all day
Hmm.
in my big gulp cups,
It just makes me wonder, how do they keep the carbonation in that?
I don't know. Well,
You know what I mean?
well,
That's the.
that
I mean, I
this
guess you
is
seal the can, the
feel
carbonation
the can it
stays.
stays in there. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, you're gonna be able to get your Jack and Coke. You'll be able to, and that's gonna be expensive. I
yeah,
don't know. Let's see.
yeah. It's gonna be
All right,
well.
containing 5% alcohol. Now, who the hell is drinking? Come on now.
Oh,
If
good
you're
lord.
making Jack and Coke, it's having more than 10%
Uh
Jack in it.
huh.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because 5%. Well, no, that would be 5% because. Oh no, it's 5% alcohol by volume. So that you
Hmm.
who's only putting that much Jack in your damn Coke? you
Uh-huh.
know,
Yeah.
I, so yeah, it's a
Hmm.
light drink. It's not going to be getting you hammered. But yeah, you're gonna be able to get it. So yeah, so it's gonna be coming out sometime in 2023.
Yeah.
Hmm. All
Oh,
right.
Funster says he's got it over there, huh? Uh,
What?
yeah. Hold on.
What?
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
it. I
Right
got.
there.
I
Yeah.
posted
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Wow. Wow.
How does the hell? That's an American drink.
We can listen. Coca Cola is
Yeah,
everywhere.
Coke is fine,
Yeah.
but Jack
Yeah.
Daniels is made in the
Oh, that's
U.S.
true. It is true. It is made in the U.S. Good old
That's weird.
Tennessee.
Huh.
Wow.
Don, man, I'm
Something.
drinking
Yeah.
Four Locos. Yeah, you're right. That's what I was saying when I saw 5%. 5% alcohol keeps it, and that probably keeps it closer to the beer because this is
Mhm.
5.5.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah, it keeps it in a different category.
Yeah.
And because I could buy this at the regular. See, that's the other thing about Canada.
Hmm.
You've got the grocery store that sells some beer and some ciders. Then you have the beer store, which can sell just about the same, but a couple different ones. And then
Hmm.
you have the alcohol store, the LCBO, which it sells at different if it has a different level of alcohol in it. So,
Hmm.
and what's weird is I was asking about they had a cider um, there at the brewery, and I was asking. She goes, "Oh, you can't buy that here. You got to go to the liquor store to buy that." I'm like,
Uh
dang.
huh.
All right, I
Wow.
was like, I was just wanting to buy a couple of them. I didn't want a bunch. So,
Uh huh.
so all right, so
All right.
Coke, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Uh, I was gonna
Uh,
jump to this. I was gonna skip a couple of those
okay.
other couple titles because I didn't
Okay.
look at what's in the new beta for Shield. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right.
We'll wait till it rolls out to the real version. Prime Day. So
Yeah.
I didn't know that Prime Day, and this is going to be in the U.S. I don't know when it's going to be in the Canada because
Uh huh. Oh
yeah,
yeah. That's right. Yeah.
now
Yeah.
that matters to me.
Uh huh.
But Canada or Prime Day is going to be July 12th and 13th, and some of these we've already seen some stuff that is already rolling out as on sale. So if you guys are watching that, July 12th and 13th.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know
Okay.
if and you have here Amazon secret outlet is packed. Yeah,
Yeah.
and there is an outlet.
I have there was a link for that also. You don't have them now.
I'm
Okay.
almost positive that I can.
It's the same. You can just
Hold on here. I'll grab it from your
okay.
link. Let me grab it.
I saw this neat thing I was gonna grab.
All right, let's go there. So yeah, Amazon secret outlet
Mhm.
it's packed with,
Yeah.
and I have seen on the site where it's the closeout or outlets.
Hmm.
There's a tab for it.
Okay.
So lots of different things in here. So if you're a deal hunter, you may
Yeah.
want to look on your Amazon website.
Hmm.
Take a look at that.
Hmm.
Let's see. And then I was
Uh,
going to mention about the hard
do you
drives,
want?
or
Okay.
not hard
Okay.
drives,
Okay. Do you want to talk about
graphics card.
That Google Map thing?
No,
Because
I
I
didn't
thought
read
that
that.
was even if you have the website to even go to that, because I thought that was just incredible. It's
I
just
didn't read
really
it.
pretty neat.
So
They
obviously, I have to talk about this because I didn't read it.
oh yeah, I'll talk about it real quick. Google Maps is now added in there that you can it'll let you know the price of the tolls. So
Waze does this
when
already.
oh okay, I didn't know that. I
I'm
don't
just
use
fucking with you.
Waze. Uh, but you know that Waze is
Yes.
owned by Google anyhow. Uh,
Now, yeah.
it was all
That's why.
along.
That's why they're well. That no, I were
Yes,
they?
it was. Yes,
Because
people
all of a
don't
sudden, all
realize
the
that.
ideas that Waze had, all of a sudden
No,
now Google
no,
is starting to use them.
what people don't realize is that it's Google. Google. You know what it takes to get those a map? You understand? to what Google invested into getting those maps
Yeah.
is insane. Okay, and so when you come across and you're using Waze, and Waze is using these maps that look like Google Maps, it's because they are. You know, it's it's all Google. Google will split apart something and for two different ways to see how many people use each side. They're no fools, you know, because for Waze to come out all of a sudden and have maps. I'm sorry,
Okay. All right.
Garmin has been around for a long time. You know,
Google actually acquired Waze for more than $1 billion in 2013.
okay,
So
uh,
yes, since
okay, under
2013. So
13,
that's
okay,
yep, 9 years that it's owned Waze, which I love Waze. I use it
uh-huh.
all the time. So Google is just basically grabbing some of them fucking good ideas that Waze has, speed traps,
Hmm.
uh, 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 stoplight. What's it? Red light
Yeah,
cameras.
red light cameras. Yeah,
So, all right. So
yeah.
Google Maps is added to where you can get, and yeah, this is a really good idea. And I saw this when Blue and I were traveling
Hmm.
to Niagara. We
Right.
saw this the way it told you what the estimated tolls were going to be.
Hmm. Because
So,
you know why I thought so much is because I was just upstate last week, and it's like I've been inside for so long and I haven't really been out much, and it's like before you remember you would go down the road, a toll road, it would at least tell you in a big sign how much the toll is going to be.
yeah,
A lot of the places now it's just
not
like
no more.
you're driving underneath, and here I am, I'm driving, and I look up and I see the sign says seven something. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm saying, it's $7, and it's just like ting that just take, that they're
Yeah,
gonna
most
either
of the
send you a
time
bill or something.
we went through Toronto, it didn't tell you jack shit. It just said you're
Hmm.
getting on a toll road, and it would
Yeah,
have those cameras.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
what they got here. They
And so you
they got
roll
the.
underneath it. You
Hmm.
don't get the bill for a couple 3 weeks, and then you
No,
find
but
out
here
you
I
paid
have
it
the Easy
fucking you
Pass
paid 40
also.
bucks.
No, right.
Well,
I
yeah.
have the Easy Pass also, and so
Yeah.
but it's still it's cheaper. Having the Easy Pass and the what was I gonna say? It's cheaper having Easy Pass. I just
This
lost
is
my
cool.
brain.
I like
Yeah,
I like this though. It tells you what the toll is and how
right.
long it's going to take you.
To
So
get
then you
there.
can
Yeah,
figure in your gas. So
yeah,
you're like,
right.
all right, well, it's going to cost like here. So I can only pay in tolls $11.75, but it's going to take
Right.
me 3 hours. It's going
Three
to take me
hours
an
that
hour
way.
more.
Right.
So am I going to spend more in gas
Hmm.
to get
To
there
get there faster.
than
Right.
and save on the toll? So
Hmm.
yeah, you can make you're
Because
able to make an
my
informed choice.
and my and I don't know if Google has it with the for the gas stations, but I know my Garmin does. My Garmin GPS does
Garmin.
the.
Who the hell still got a Garmin?
Listen, I've had a Garmin because Garmin is the only device that I could get that's
Yes. When you
waterproof. You know
and
what I
when you go up in the mountains
Yeah,
and you don't have
it's
any
still gonna work.
reception,
Right, it's still gonna work.
Google,
Yeah.
if you download the maps, yes, you're
Hmm.
great.
Yeah. Right.
But if you're outside of cellular service,
Hmm.
then yes, a
Yeah.
GPS you're kind of neat,
Yeah.
especially like you said, the
Yeah.
mountains.
Yeah.
Um, you're kind of screwed if you don't have
Yeah.
something that's
Right.
in there.
That's not gonna be in there.
But yeah, here is some of the options where you can avoid because I always had it as avoid the toll rolls,
Yeah.
so
Uh-huh.
you can turn that on.
Yeah.
So these are some of the options that you can in the settings.
Hmm. Yeah. I never
All
avoid a
right.
ferry. I always look right getting on a ferry.
I ain't got no time for no
No,
ferry.
there's a town here in Long Island called Shelter Island, and I love riding through there because it's like they have these little short ferries, and it's like you can throw a rock to the other side, but you have to take a ferry to get from one side to the other. It's great,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah, sounds to me like a damn money grab. So hey, I was gonna go ahead. Let's talk about graphics cards because we're
Yeah.
at hour and a half.
Oh wow.
So
Well,
excitement, excitement, excitement.
that's because we didn't have a show last week.
All right, so so we talked about this since January, probably, that
Yeah.
graphics cards prices are coming down. So graphics prices are dropping. So if you've been holding off by buying a graphics card, they are getting closer to the manufacturer's suggested retail price, unless you're in the UK or Canada.
Mhm.
If you're in the US, it's all gravy for you, because I've been watching them. But it's graphics prices are coming down for your graphics cards. So
Yeah.
if you've been thinking about buying one, the longer you wait, the more you're going to save, and they're constantly dropping. And I know that some of them are dropping like
Mhm.
5% in
If you
just a
scroll
half a
down
month.
in there, it has the yeah. There they go.
There you go. $15 change, 5%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is an article I actually did read, because I was looking,
Okay.
because I'm thinking I'm really leaning towards like one of these
Okay. Maybe
360s.
the 360.
I mean, excuse me, 3060 cards.
Uh huh.
I'm kind of leaning towards the 3060 cards to get me that, because I'm
Get you
not
back
looking to
in there.
spend.
Yeah.
I'm not spending 800 or $1,000 for a graphics card,
Hmm.
but I am thinking I'm willing to
But
spend about
what they're
500
saying
bucks.
is that $1,000 graphics card, used to be,
Yes, yes.
600,
Oh yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
500.
yeah.
It's
But I
still
mean,
that's
there was
still
car
high.
last year. Last year they were $3,000 for
Yeah,
some of these damn
it's
cards.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then
So
now they're saying that now that a lot of the Bitcoin things are dying out. That's why some of these prices are really coming down.
okay, all right. So I'm this is just for shits and
Uh huh.
giggles. So
Yeah.
I clicked on a 3060 Ti. All
Uh huh.
right, Newegg right now has it for 500 bucks.
Right.
So let me do this. I'm in Canada. Let's go click here.
8,000.
$500.
Whoa.
$500. It was
Okay.
$500. Oh shit! It went away. It went away. So let me try that again.
uh,
Let me try that again. Let's see if it'll. No, this one. All right, let me try this again. So it was the 3060 Ti. It's good. Should prompt me. Do I want to change my country? Damn it! It didn't want to. It didn't prompt me. Prompt me. Ask me about my country. Damn it. So look, it's not even available in this country. Okay, so let me try another one. Let me try this. Let's try this. Close that. All right, so let's see. Let me try a 3060. I'm gonna try a plain 3060. Let me see if, because I did this the other day. It was like 200 freaking bucks that I had to pay
wow.
extra.
Oh man.
So let's see. So here's a 400 bucks.
Hmm.
400 bucks. Go to Canada. Ah, what the hell? On my phone, it brought it right up.
Wow.
It brought it right up. You piece of junk.
Can you search in there and for it in there for it
Yeah, I
or?
can. I can search for it. I'm gonna do a 3060 Ti. Just let's look up. And it was that was an RTX too.
Uh huh.
Here it is. Here it
Okay.
is. That card. What did
Okay.
we say? It was $499.
Yeah.
$499 in the U.S. Now that's not tariff, or that is
Uh.
tariff. I was gonna say that's not just the exchange rate. When people's like, well, it's that exchange rate. No, no,
690,
no.
669.
So that's $160. That's not exchange rate.
Wow. Wow.
that's tariff.
Wow. Wow.
That's what we call good old tariff. Yeah, that's like where I was kind of looking towards. I'm thinking, I'm
Hmm.
leaning towards that direction. So yeah,
Yeah.
I really don't want an MSI. I
Yeah.
really don't want an
Yeah.
MSI. But that's just for looking.
Mm-hmm.
Looking.
Looking. Yeah.
EVGA, $1,000. So I'm gonna wait. So, but the good things is, folks, graphics prices are dropping. So if you're
Hmm.
looking for a graphics card, it is getting better. It's not so bad. So life is getting good. And then we had one. We had. I know what we need to do. We need to get to. We need to get to your topics.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
we're there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, you locking in? You
Yeah,
locked in here?
I guess I'm locked in.
Hey, so Auburn, what we got
All
here? I,
right.
I got that can't
Oh,
unsee.
okay. All right. So doing that one first. Hold on. Let's
Yeah,
see.
that was just what I had first tab.
Okay. So hold on. What? There's two of them selected there. What's I'm just trying to. Okay, just get rid of that. Because we were gonna also talk about the other two
Well, we
from.
got yeah.
So
I
we'll
got
do the Canon C first because that's a new one. But since we didn't have a show
yep.
last week, I put out two two last week. So we'll go over them quick just in case that
Yep.
no one saw them. Um, Canon C. This one it's just a uh, uh, it's like a little game to see how well you can tell the difference between something and when something is off. So as you see there, it's uh, basically it has two things. They look the same, but but the difference is that you see one is rounded, and that's area in blue,
Yeah.
and one is square. And I guess you're supposed to
Yeah,
maybe the
this is all
squarish
jacked
one.
up with look at the Wi-Fi's all jacked up.
Right, yeah. So you want to pick the correct one,
All right.
okay?
Okay.
And
Do I hit compare next?
you can
Press
hit
no.
compare, and it'll show you the difference
All right.
between
All right. All
you
right.
know.
All right. So what do I do next?
Uh, you can hit next or compare. You know, hit compare first. You see, yeah, compare lets you see
It's
the
giving
difference
me.
between.
All right. Use your keyboard to select the interest. Select. Click one. Click two. This one. Compare. Okay. Next. Challenges get harder. Okay. Which one's incorrect? Challenges will get harder as you progress.
Yeah, yeah, they do get harder because
See, I'm
like
glancing.
you're in the like the testing thing, the tutorial.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
in.
trying to see. Select the design that's most correct. I don't. Do you see anything different between these two?
Um, I really can't see on the
Challenges
phone.
will
Hold on, I'm
get
looking up at
harder.
my. The left
Challenges.
side looks better. I think.
You think?
I
Yeah.
think so. I'm looking at my TV.
All right. I don't see
Uh,
any
I'm
difference.
trying. And the rounded of the blue thing is that what it is,
No.
or
No.
is it no, or is it the Joni Ivy? Is it how does that look? One compared to the others? One like in black and white, and one in color?
No.
No.
The speech bubble was padding.
Okay.
All right. So select the design that's more right. I don't see no difference.
Okay.
Oh, the fat line.
The fat
See the
line.
thin
Yeah.
line?
Uh
So this would be the right? Oh, the
huh.
separator line. So it's saying I did it wrong. So it's supposed to
You
have been
see?
thinner. All
Yeah.
right,
You see?
it's a game. Okay,
Yeah. It's a
next.
game. All right.
Fuck you, damn thing. All right, so yeah, these things so you basically it's a little game that
Yeah.
you're able to, and this is uneasy. You're able
Yeah.
to try to find which one of these things look right. Which when I'm
Hmm.
looking at, 'em, I'm like, dang, that
Like
don't
that
look much
enable
wrong.
camera.
All
You
right,
see
wait.
where
Oh,
you
that's
see where the
down.
enable camera isn't
See,
even
it's off
with it.
center.
Right.
Yeah, see vertical text alignment.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All
Okay.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next site that we had was the one from GitHub, which was
Yeah.
Unredactor.
Unredacted. Now that's a program. You ever like see stuff like right there? You know when something's redacted, they cross it out. This program will unredact it for you, so you can see what was written underneath. So
Oh.
yeah, so it's an app that you can try out, but all I have is just this link here
GitHub.
for GitHub. So we'll post it out there for you guys later, so
Mm.
you could check it out. I know some of you guys out there might have thought, oh, this is pretty neat. I can use this to do my goods. So
Yeah. Okay.
then
So if
then
things that are hidden and redacted, it's able to.
yeah,
Ah, ooh, that
yeah,
could be scary. All
yeah.
right. That, yeah, there's a
That's
little.
why I bring it to you guys.
Yeah, there's a little dark web shit going on there. All right. So Franz, what do we got going
Yeah.
with Franz 5?
Okay, France is a what is this one again?
Is that all? It
Trying to
looks like
see
an
the
all-in-one.
all in one. I'm just trying to see. Oh, okay. So you can have this. I believe it. You can get all your messages all in one place.
I used to. There was one years ago that I had that was just like this.
Hmm.
Now, it had Messenger, it had
Yeah,
MSNBC or MS
yeah, yeah.
MS.com. So
Uh
you
huh.
could have all of your social networks
Yeah,
in
all in
one
one. Yeah,
interface.
this is what this does.
All right.
All right. So
So yeah,
that's
so if you're
meetfriends.com.
Franz 5, so meetfranz.com. So if you're
Yeah,
wanting to get all of your, and I cannot remember the name of that software
that
because
you
you
used
could put
before.
I had it wasn't it was it was a bunch of them that you could plug into it, and it would have all of your social media sites all into one, which
Hmm.
we're not at the number that we have nowadays. But
Right.
okay, so Dollar Street. What is Dollar Street?
This
Or
one
no, it's well,
I
it's
like.
Gapminder.
Yeah. Get yeah. Well, it's I think it is really Dollar Street.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Dollar Street. What you can do is because things are so expensive nowadays. Uh, and you say you think that you got it bad here, and you want to pay cheaper prices. You can go to this site and see what people are paying like a month for a home in the Philippines, or if you wanted to see how much a toothbrush is in all over the world, that you can get prices for all kinds of different things all over the world.
So for $39, if you want to go to Haiti for $39 a month, you can live here. In Brazil,
Yeah.
$3,900 will get you a place
Yep.
like this.
Yep. Isn't that
So
crazy?
when you think your rent's bad,
Yep.
hey, to head over to India. You can stay in this little cubby hole right here for $31 a month.
uh And
I
when you
wish they
hover
walked
over
you
them,
around
they
inside
have
them.
right. They walk you around. Yeah. I thought
Myanmar,
it was pretty crazy.
Brazil. Wait for now. This is $1,000 a month, folks. This is what you get in Brazil for $1,000 a month. So
Listen,
when you think
that's a
your
lot
rent's
of room.
bad,
That's a lot of. Listen, I'm seeing people here in New York that they're telling these people, oh, that the rent is just doubling. All of a sudden, it's ridiculous. They're killing people here.
so do they have some in New York? That'd be interesting to see what you
I
guys.
know I didn't see one before. On the very top bar, it has like a thing for those shows of different homes. Okay, what does that have there?
The U.S. So I clicked on U.S.
Oh, okay.
Where the hell's that at? Just says U.S.
Mhm.
You get a trash can when you go there. Comes with a family? What?
Yeah.
Oh,
If you click
Devaney.
on the can.
Okay. All right. Hold on a second. Okay. Here we go. Oh, this. Let's take a look at this. Oh, man.
Yeah.
For $800 a month.
And where is that?
It just says the Duncan family lives in the
Oh
USA.
God.
They are two adults, 31 and 37, and this is what you get.
Mm. Wait, I isn't that the guy that from West Virginia boxing?
Wait, that's a different house. Hold on a second. And look at they didn't even clean up.
Nope.
I mean, it didn't even clean up. It's like these are our home. Source of heat right here. Yep, yep. You gotta keep your bicycle in case someone tries to steal it.
Yeah.
But he went with some decorations on the inside. Got Wrigley Field up here.
Mhm.
Here's your TV.
You can. What happens when you click on that? Click on
And
that one. Then it
this is
shows you
your
all the
TV.
TVs all over. I think.
It's your TV.
Yeah. Click on
It's,
the TV and then see if it
I
brings
did.
you
I
to.
did.
Now on the top, does it show you all TVs everywhere
No,
else or not?
no,
No.
no.
There was something that allowed you to do something
Oh
crazy
my
like that.
gosh. It's your TV and
And
it's
your
your
computer.
workspace. And your workspace. I mean, come on, brother. This is in Duncan. I don't know where Duncan is,
Duncan.
but
Duncan.
you'd have thought you to clean up. I
Hmm.
mean, but he does have some Glade aerosol down here in case it's stinking. But I mean, doesn't clean up nothing. Holy moly. It doesn't tell you where he lives. It just points it in the U.S.
Oh gosh.
Oh Jesus. Wow.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
you
All
gotta see
right.
how things are in other places of the world.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, if you're thinking you
You
got it
know
bad,
how I am about that. Yeah.
Jesus. Oof. Okay. All right. All right. So yeah, if you're thinking you got it bad, you need to check out this spec.
Yeah.
Gapminder.org.
Yeah.
Dollar Street. And these are some of the other work areas.
Mhm.
I can't believe this mug didn't clean up. Oh, Jesus. 4,000.
If you click
$4,400.
up there where it says work areas,
I did.
right? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that was showing me all work
Oh,
areas.
okay.
Diamond family, okay. Rented a 2-bedroom house. Oof. This was $4,400 a month. Nice. I guess. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So those were our
Sites of the past 2 weeks.
All right, so so those were some of our sites of the week. And now, Auburn Scott, what
UFC.
are some of the events this weekend that you want to bring up before we leave?
Well, I only just did the UFC and the MMA stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. Is there an NHL tonight again?
Well, it's sorry to say New York
Yeah,
didn't make it,
I
but
know.
the Lightning versus Colorado. Is that who's the Avalanche?
I think is it the
I think it's
Avalanche? I think so.
Avalanche.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming from I'm the hockey capital of the world, sir. You know I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So so that's who's, and I don't know if I don't think they play tonight though. I think,
Okay.
but
Or
they're
maybe it's
going to be playing
tomorrow.
the next day or 2 nights.
Yeah. Okay. Tomorrow we have the UFC Fight Night, Qatar versus Emmett. It's going to be in Texas. 7 p.m. is the prelims. I'm sorry.
No,
4
main
o'clock is the
card.
prelims. Main card is at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
So folks that want UFC, that will be early. So 4 p.m. prelims, 7 would be the main card. So ESPN.
Everything is like early. Today there's it's going to be on again tonight at 11 p.m. The rebroadcasting again the what is that promotion the what is that
The
called?
Absolute Championship.
Yeah, Absolute Championship. Where I'm thinking that it was in
It's in Russia.
in Poland.
Sochi.
Poland. I think it's Poland.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in Poland. And so it'll be on again tonight on pay-per-view at 11 p.m.
Okay.
On the IPTV. Also tonight at 8 p.m. We have what is that? The CES. That's going out in Rhode Island. And yeah, that'll be playing tonight at 8. So I know I'll be watching that one.
I didn't even know about that one.
Yeah, and there's another one tonight. What's this one here? This is the PFL tonight at 7 p.m. All of these are get on the pay-per-view side.
Okay.
Uh, and tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 is this Armenia Fight Night. Uh, I was this stuff comes off on YouTube also, but it is going to be on a pay-per-view uh, tomorrow, and
Mm-hmm.
it's one of those. I think it's a Russian one. Uh, this one looked pretty, pretty rough. So it might be, something that we need to watch till we get back our West Virginia fights. So just
All
keep that
right.
in mind. Um,
Stuart
yeah.
also posted in there the pay-per-view wrestling all weekend long. So if you're a
Okay.
wrestling fan, check out. There's numerous events because there's so many
Yeah. There's so
divisions
many
on that.
things.
Just like
Yeah.
MMA is the same way. There's so many
Yeah.
divisions. It's hard to keep track of
For
so
wrestling, it's a
many.
lot. Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
you
a
might
lot.
want to be checking it out for the wrestling this weekend.
Hmm. I don't know if anything else that's going on. Uh, there was another one there for the
KSW.
18th KSW. Uh, that one, I can't even tell you where KSW was out of. I know I have a link for it. If you want to
Yeah, me
show it.
either.
No. Okay, yeah. I don't think it's important because then it's definitely foreign, but it's still a fight. The betting lines were definitely up on that one. So uh, I'll give you a link here to look at.
Who was fighting with the guy trying to bite the other guy's ear? What? Well, that was a Mike
Uh,
Tyson.
that was Tyson.
I mean, that was Mike Tyson. But I know when we were watching the last week's, if you guys are UFC fans, last week's pay per view was really really good.
Yeah,
265.
two
I think it
seventy
was
five.
260,
Two seventy
275.
five.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was
What
really good.
what did you uh, think about Joanna? Uh, retiring.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean, she's been doing it a while, and she wanted to get back. Well, she said she wanted to have kids and family,
Yeah,
and
yeah. But
yeah, I mean,
but
it
but you
sucks,
saw
but
Wei Lee was ready to blow her face up again, though, right?
yeah, yeah, but definitely a great fight. If you're a UFC
Yeah,
fan, last week's pay per view was fun to
yeah. But
watch. It
but
was really good.
if you want to see a good fight, I think going back and watching that other
Oh,
fight between
oh,
them. Oh man, I've
no,
never ever seen, you know, two girls, fight in such a way where her face was just, it was just so blown up. It
no,
was like she had
that
this
was
huge hematoma.
oh, that was disgusting. I mean,
It
I've
was
never seen
bad.
anybody that looked like a Klingon more than she did, and I mean, without
Absolutely.
without any makeup, and it's like I
Oh
kept.
man.
It was
Uh,
disturbing when we were watching. I'm like, I couldn't watch it. It's like, this is
uh,
disgusting. So, all right, let's go. Let's get out of here.
yeah.
So we got that. We got next week.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens next
Important.
week.
Player pass. We have. We're gonna be doing the movie
Hustle.
Hustle this week, and we're getting ready for our award show,
Yep.
and we'll be putting out a ballot, and since we have so many movies, uh, the ballot is going to be filled out, and it's a PDF file. You'll fill it out, and there's send it back to the player pass group, and we'll do the calculations
Yep. Yep.
and let everyone know who wins each category. Um,
Yep.
but
Yep.
we'll talk on Wednesday on that because we're still having a couple
You're gonna
issues
have an
with how
extra.
it.
People are gonna have like a week and a half right now because you got a
Yeah.
whole nother week before those ballots. And
Uh,
again, uh, hats off to, excuse me, hats off to Albin for creating the ballots as well as the PDF that has the drop down for every movie. So you don't have to write it in. You just click
yeah,
best
I
picture
just
and
click
it
on
has the drop
it.
down. You click it. All right, worst picture, click it. It makes it super easy. So check
Yeah.
out Player Pass Room to be able to vote for our award show, because we're going to do the awards for next. It will
The
be the
following week. Yeah.
following Wednesday. So,
Right.
all right. So again, happy Father's Day to everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for everyone
Have
that hung out
definitely.
with us. Still got 55 people hanging with us live, and we both appreciate you hanging with
Yeah.
us to on live, on a Friday night. And we'll see you guys on another time. Happy Father's Day. Anything you want to say, Alvin?
No, that's it. Happy Father's Day to you. And hopefully we'll see everyone on Wednesday and definitely again next week. All right.
All right. Hey, streaming matters to us because streaming matters